And testing 1, 2, 3. We are back, and thank you for listening to the sounder. And please pay attention. I'm Stan Houston, and I had a nice weekend in which I literally went away to the mountains here in North Carolina. Wonderful little conference. Met some old friends, my brothers. We had never really been that close, and now that we're getting old and soon we'll exit, we're trying to get together a little more often. So everything went well. However, the world is in its usual mess. Lots of news here in the United States. One of the most popular news commentators, as a result of whatever now, has left his position. We're also finding out that the Biden administration and campaign was very much involved in what could be a shocking scandal of simply trying to make sure that bad news about Biden's son Hunter was hushed up and shut up, and it's going to be a significant scandal perhaps. And so the continued distrust of institutions and organizations within our country and literally throughout the world continues. And that happens, and when that happens, things are not good. However, that means that people like you and me, we have to figure out how to mess. We're going to see if we can find ways of not only not getting caught up in it, but that we can find ways to actually put some clarity, some conviction, some energy, and maybe some kindness and strength and boldness and bravery and courage into our own lives, into our own businesses, into our own organizations. And as someone once said, we may not make much of a difference in the world, but you know what? Maybe in some ways we can help create a different world. I'm Stan Houston. I want to return to you after a weekend absence. And today, since it's Monday afternoon, you've been busy. We're going to keep it short, but I'm going to talk about those favorite words. And they have become even more significant than when I began this a couple days ago last week. Let's see where it'll lead today. I'm Stan Houston. Interesting ideas, favorite words, and the program begins right now. And we're back. Actually, I had a number of conversations, the proverbial, sometimes someone asks me a question, what do you do? And I never ask that question, but I do sometimes say, oh, what's your story? What's your story? Who are you? Tell me your story. But they ask, what do I do? Well, how do I respond to that? Well, there's a whole lot of things I could do, and I certainly have my 30-second down, and I have my 60-second down, all of that stuff that you're supposed to be aware and able to do, because I've sometimes even taught that. So I can do that. But right now, I just simply said, I'm in the new radio business, and I'm helping people tell their story and perhaps have a touch of immortality. And of course, that causes them to want to know a little bit more. And then I'm very simple in saying, with the modern media in the world today, it's very hard to trust the media, but you now have the ability to actually make a difference. You can have your own radio program, your own radio station, and you can share wisdom, insight, and truth, and perhaps a story or two, and do that. You'll never write a book, probably, but there's a good chance that you could have a legacy of some good stuff, some good thoughts, good stuff, and, I'm in the business of helping people do that. And some of that stuff just may hang around forever, a touch of immortality. And a number of people are responding to that offer because they have just that in mind. So that's how I answered that in a kind way. And, it was just a couple of people. Most of the time, They didn't ask me. A few did. But the reason is because I asked them first, tell me your story. And then most of my time was just talking about them. That's what I do. And learned a lot from them. And a number of them thanked me for the conversation. So I was pleased. All of it went well. And had a good time with my brothers, We were always on edge in many ways as we were growing up. And we've always never lived close together since we left home. And so we didn't get to see each other very often. And we're trying to be a little more intentional about doing that and bringing things and maybe bringing some of the stuff that we had, you know what I mean, and kind of getting the air clear on a number of things and talking about some of the good things. And we spent some time actually thinking and praying for our families. So that's what we did, and it went well. Hey, what I would like to do is, again, I'm not going to be like everybody else talking about all those messes. They're there. What I want to do is help us to be people who not only are trying to get a better situation, maybe they're trying to be better people, and at least a little bolder, a little stronger, a little wiser, a little more helpful, a little more useful, and put themselves in a situation that can happen in their lives. As we say, interesting ideas can lead to greater insight than impact. Our favorite word, number one. And then, of course, we go on from there. That's right. Here we went. Last week I said that there were three of my favorite words. Impact. Something happened. You did something. Something changed. It had an impact, and it was for good. And that's one of my favorite words. Number two is mercy. Have mercy. Love mercy. Practice mercy. Be an agent of mercy. The world is full of revenge and people getting even and people trying to get ahead. Let's see if we can have people who are instruments, walking people of mercy, mercy, mercy. Word number three. Yes. And I would encourage you, if that interests you. Yes. In fact, I am actually putting together now a classic story of a man who wrote a book called The Divine Yes. And my point is that I love people who say yes. 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 They say yes to life. And that is to all the good things that they can accomplish. So there we go. Now, here we go with number 4. Grateful. Grateful. Now, all of you have heard the word thankful. And give thanks. There's a modern day hymn that goes, give thanks with a grateful heart. I've often said a thankful and grateful heart is seldom a fearful heart. A thankful and grateful heart is seldom a fearful heart. And one of the things the brothers did, we after we sat around for a bit, and we took an exercise and we just said to each other, why we were thankful to each other. What about them we're thankful for? What are we thankful for? I'm thankful for you, and this is one of the reasons I'm thankful that you are my brother. That was a good exercise for us, because there's a lot of things that in our past that we're not very thankful for, because that happens all the time in our lives. But mostly, it turns out that now we're thankful, and so we just said that, It was moving for all of us. Thankful. But a word that's more powerful is grateful. Grateful. And I want you to now put that in your repertoire. See if you can use it. You will find rather surprising things. Someone helps me in the store. The cashier does a nice job. And I say, I'm grateful for your help. I'm grateful. And like that, people kind of stop. It catches them. You see, it's not a word we hear very often. Oh yeah, oh, no problem. I didn't say there was any problem. I just said I'm grateful. And oftentimes in my sales training, I do it very differently. I oftentimes say, don't ask for a referral. Demonstrate how good you are. And say, I'm grateful when you recommend me to others. I'm grateful for your business. A lot of people say we're thankful for your business, but try, I'm grateful for your business, and I'm grateful when you recommend me to others. You know, the old referral thing, everybody taught you wrong. Well, who do you know? That wants to buy some life insurance. Who do you know? And then you try and get them to give you names. So there would be, your sales manager would say after you made a call, did you get 5 names? Did you get any names? Leads. And of course, a lot of salespeople are reluctant to do it. And the good reason is they wouldn't want it done to them. And I don't like it would be done to me. Well, Stan, I really enjoy business. What do can you give me some people who I could call on? Some people who you think could use me. I would really like that. Can you give me some people that I could call on? Well, first of all, then you're probably going to get where somebody says, "Hey, why did you sick that salesman on me?" What did you do that for? And so it is totally. Now, if you're a little bit sociopathic, and some salespeople are, maybe you don't care what people think of you or whether you offend people. You're just in the numbers game, and you know what? If you offend 15 people to get 1 sale, okay, then that's a good deal. Doesn't matter. And if I'm overstating it, that's true. But no, it's based on the same idea, that it's a numbers game, and you will get far more no's than yeses. That's why you like yes, but that's the way you do your life. Well, it's not a very happy way to do life, let me tell you that. However, what I teach people is, hey, if somebody you've served says, thank you very much, you've been very, very good, you can just simply say, I love doing business with you. In fact, I'm grateful for your business. And you know what? If I've served you well, I'm always grateful when you recommend me to others. Always grateful. You see, you've complimented them. You've been stating that you really like them. They're good people. They're the kind of people you want. By the way, all I am is, if you would recommend me, you're not asking that they would, don't say, I'm grateful when you recommend me to others. And see where it goes. Grateful. What I'm going to challenge you just with this 15 minutes today, and we'll do favorite word number 5 tomorrow. But here on this Monday, I want you to start listening for the word grateful. And I want you to start thinking of every opportunity that you can to tell somebody that for them or for something they've done, you're grateful. I am grateful for you. I appreciate you. I think well of you. Every time I think of you, I give thanks. Just let some of those thoughts sit on your head for this Monday evening. I'm Stan Houston for Interesting Ideas. Give me just a time to kind of pitch myself, and I'll be right back. Thank you for listening, and I'm grateful for your listening, and I'm grateful when you recommend this program to others. And we have a number of services that we believe are helpful and useful to people. And when you take time, perhaps, to ask me about them or investigate them, or of all things, saying, "Well, Stan, this person is really good. I think I'll recommend them to you," and I would just say, I would be grateful. So I'm grateful for you. Reach out, stanhouston@gmail.com, stanhouston@gmail.com, and I'll challenge you. Okay, what are your 5 favorite words? It'll be something good to know as we press on through a difficult and challenging year in 23. Best and blessings to you and your family. Stay as safe as you can, and be as grateful as you can, and be as good to others as you can. That'll make the world just slightly better. Take care, and bye for now.